starting my next hike here. Manoa Cliff Trails to Manoa Falls. This should be a nice one. I think there's a pretty large waterfall, so it'll be cool to see. Entrance is right there, and then just across the street here is another one. This is, I'm sure I'll find myself there eventually. Just searching on AllTrails, and it looks like there's, I think it's like 197 hiking trails on Oahu. So this is only the second one. So my goal is that, you know, over however much time, next couple years maybe, that I'll be able to get to all of those hikes. Do all 197 on the island. It looks like it's about 6.2 miles, and it's an out and back, so 3.1 out, 3.1 back. I think what I'll probably do is I'll just record regular video the whole way out to the waterfall, and then on the way back, since it's, you know, just gonna be the same thing but in reverse, I think I want to do I'll just do a time lapse of the way back. Yeah. It hasn't been raining too much. Just like some misting on the drive here. Just kind of, yeah, I'm hoping the conditions are good, because I've heard that this trail gets really muddy. Kind of learned my lesson from the last hike. There's a big mosquito there. Yeah, that sneakers weren't the best in mud, so I got myself some sandals. They're like closed toe sandals. I'm hoping that they'll work a bit better. You know, at least then I can walk through water and everything and not have to worry about drying my shoes out. Yeah, I had to clean my sneakers, so they're like waterlogged. And yeah, it's just taken forever for them to dry out. It's been, well, that was Sunday that I was doing that last hike, and now it's see, today's Tuesday. Right now it's 10:20. Estimated time on this hike says 3 hours and 50 minutes, and elevation 1,965 feet. So this will be a pretty challenging one. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Yeah, this is where we're parked. Okay, so hike out to the waterfall and back. Okay. Alright, this is nice. Yeah, so I got a nice walking stick now. I think this will come in handy if I ever come across those mudslide-like hills where there's just no traction. I can't get up. I don't know why I didn't think about that before. and show you my new shoes. Got my sandals. They got good traction as well. I got my little pack here so I can keep my hands free. I even got a solar powered battery pack. Oh, yeah, because last hike I did, my phone died while I was recording on my phone. That's really the only reason that my phone died. But now I got a battery pack and it's solar and wireless charging, so I should never have that happen to me again. Yeah, that was just the most terrifying experience. Yeah, so I figured after something like that, I figured I'd do a hike that's a bit more traversed. Like you can see, this path is already, this path is like 4 times as wide as that last hike. So I shouldn't be getting lost. I haven't seen any trail markers yet, like the paintings on the trees. However, it's pretty easy to determine where I'm going on this trail, so I don't think I'll be getting lost. Got some sunscreen in my mouth. It's this interesting design here, like retaining steps. Yeah, they got rock down, so that's nice. The drive out here was amazing. There's this one road, well, the road that this trail is on, called I think it's Round Top Road, and it's just a really long road. It's super windy going up the hill, and so it's got those really sharp turns. You know that like arcade game, or yeah, where there's that, you have like a bouncy ball and machine, and you got to turn the handles and rock this. It's like a plastic mountain with hills. You got to turn it to try and get the ball to go up to the top of the mountain. That's what those roads were like. Reminded me a lot of some of the roads in Italy. And yeah, because it had like the houses built into the mountain, and then there's every house has like a big retaining wall up against the road so that their land doesn't erode away. Yeah, it was really cool. And then like all those houses overlook the Honolulu coastline. Yeah, there is like a lot of wet leaves here on some of these portions, It can be slippery, so I'll just have to be careful of that. All the birds are out this morning. Hey, good morning, guys. Doing all right? That's a cool looking dog there. Yeah, it's getting real muddy. It looks like they didn't bring the rocks up this far. There's just like these, they've put like logs down to try and help prevent the mud. Hasn't done too well of a job. Yeah. Yeah, these steps are pretty tall steps. Ooh, yeah, really muddy. Whew. Yeah, this is a good one. I'm liking this hike so far. It's not anything too strenuous. Okay, well, starting to slide a little bit. Yeah, so I think it was 197 the amount of hikes or trails in Oahu, and then there's a bunch more on all the other islands. I think I should just keep my goal to the ones on Oahu, because otherwise I'd have to fly. I think I will likely do some trips where I go out to the other islands, and while I'm there, I'll probably try and do some of the better hikes, one or two of the best hikes on each island. But for the most part, I think I'll just stick to Oahu. Have a little break from work for the moment, and so just able to do a lot more hiking right now. But when I go back to work next week, I won't have the whole day to spend hiking, so it'll mostly be the weekends. That I'll be hiking. I know already I'm potentially planning on hiking with a group of guys on Saturday, and then on Sunday joining the the Honolulu hiking club. Going out with them for a hike on Sunday, and then during the week, you know, if I don't get off work till 5, the sun goes down pretty soon after that. Not to mention, you know, like most of these hikes, I'm driving, you know, 30 to 40 minutes to get to the trailhead. So I don't know, I might have to keep my hikes during the week down to, you know, the easy ones that are, you know, 1 or 2 miles. Just real short ones. Maybe even just like if there's a waterfall that's right off the road, just going and looking at it real quick. Stuff like that during the week. Although I would imagine I wouldn't do that more than once or twice throughout the weekdays, just because you know, I want to make sure I have enough time for my other training, doing you know, whether I'm running or working out in the gym. Yeah, I'm taking advantage of this week I have off to just do as much hiking as possible. So I'm not really too concerned about, you know, taking more time away from the gym. But once I go back to work, I don't want to lose my consistency. So maybe I'll have to update my workout schedule, because before I was just doing you know, pretty much for the most part a leg day, back and bis day, chest and tris day, and then, you know, a rest day where I would just run on that rest day and skip the gym. Something along those lines. It's pretty much what I was doing, but now I think I might try and expand that and have maybe like 2 hiking days built into that plan. Yeah, because I was planning on doing legs after my hike on Sunday. Of course, I got lost and got home late, and you know, I was extremely exhausted and not really the right conditions for the gym, so I ended up doing legs last night. Now I'm hiking this morning. Wow, this is really cool. All this bamboo up here. I was worried I'd be pretty sore, but honestly, my legs feel perfectly fine right now. I'm sure tomorrow maybe I'll be feeling sore. I think tomorrow is chest anyways, so I probably won't do a hike tomorrow. Probably just do chest. Maybe I'll do a go for a jog. And yeah, I know I think I have scheduled a showing to look at a house to potentially purchase here, which is really exciting for me because if I'm able to own something here, that means that I can always come back. You know, like my plan here, you know, I'm not just here like on vacation. I'll be here for a while, several years likely, but I don't plan on living here indefinitely. But to have the option to come back, you know, whenever I want and visit and have a place to stay would be incredible, because yeah, I'm really enjoying my time here, and just exploring everything. Like I haven't got to know the area much at all yet. Like the only thing I've done or seen is that hike on Sunday, you know, and this one now. But besides that, like I haven't like gone out to any restaurants or anything. And there's only like a couple towns that I've even seen. I have walked a couple of the beaches, but not like a beach day, but just to like go scope out the area, trying to figure out like if that's like what location I want to be, if I want to be near the beach. You know, wherever I end up living. I think I do. I think I want to be near the beach. Yeah, because I'm kind of thinking about you know, like having people visit, you know, family comes to visit or whatever, then it just makes it extremely easy when you can just walk to the beach instead of having you know, like to get the car packed and you know, just adding more steps into the day. It's just a lot easier. You can just walk right there. So yeah, it is, you know, there are its trade-offs though, right? Like I think I'd end up having to be in a smaller house, and it's a lot busier, just like the, you know, population density of the city, and like all the cars on the road makes it a little bit hectic. Like typically I'd like to be somewhere like in the middle of nowhere where it's quiet. But I mean, that is also more, I don't know. I think it's harder to find something in my price range that's more secluded, because they tend to be much bigger houses. There's a nice bench up here. I think there's a good lookout. Yeah. That is just incredible. Just doesn't even seem real. It's like I'm looking at a Microsoft wallpaper. Oh well, I guess I actually have service out here. Alright, so this is just under a mile in. I think there's some people up here. Hey, good morning. How you doing? Good. Were you just coming from the waterfall?
Oh, we didn't even know there was one.
Oh. Oh yeah. Well, I hope there's one.
Okay.
At least online, that's what they say. But I don't know. I guess I'll figure it out.
Yeah. All right. Hope you make it.
Yeah, I really hope I wasn't deceived by the alltrails community. I mean, there was pictures of it, so unless I'm on the wrong trail. Wow. Whew. Okay. Yeah, it seems like there's how do I say this, like there's like a sense of animosity towards like tourists being here. Which makes sense. You know, I can understand that. I've heard some people say it that like, well, more so in regards to like the Honolulu area where, you know, like pretty much everyone goes on vacation. That like the population turns over like every 2 weeks. So in like 2 weeks time, everyone has already flown back off the island and returned to wherever they're vacationing from, and a whole new batch of tourists are there on vacation. But you know what I was thinking about is, I think I also really like that aspect, because it creates this sense of this like deep appreciation for the island, you know, because everyone, well, all the tourists are experiencing this for the first time, and honestly probably the only time for most of them in their life, right? You know, like, I don't know, if you're a middle class family taking a vacation to fly to Hawaii and stay at a resort or an Airbnb, you know, that's really pricey. And so more than likely you're not going to do that every year. You know, probably try and, like, the next time you save up for a bigger vacation like that, you might want to go to Disney, and then, you know, that's probably the only time you're ever going to go to Disney. So, like, these vacations for people are really special, and so I just kind of like seeing, you know, people taking pictures and looking at views, at lookouts, and just like such a big smile on their face, like they're so many miles away from, you know, their workplace. You know, and just the week prior they were probably, you know, really stressed out, but, you know, now they're here, and it's like you can just see they're at peace again, and they like have such a new appreciation for life. Whereas you know, maybe the people who have lived here, like grew up here, I think they still do have that like great sense of appreciation, like they love their state, but, you know, not to that degree where, you know, it's something you value so much because you only get to experience it for a week or two. Yeah, so it kind of separates this state from, you know, the rest of the country, because it seems to me that, like, you ask anyone that grew up anywhere, and, you know, so long as they spent the majority of their childhood in that same general area, you know, they're gonna not have much but negative things to say about the town they grew up in, or the state they grew up in. You know, thinking about myself, I'm from Pennsylvania, and growing up, you know, say someone from out of state moved to Pennsylvania, and it was, someone joined my class, whatever, and they moved from wherever, I don't know, I'd be like, what? Why would you ever want to move here? Yeah, so a lot of people, I think, just regardless of where you're at, like, I guarantee you, if you think wherever you want to live, whatever town that is that you think is great, that you've vacationed at before, I guarantee you there's people there that have lived there their whole life that think, that it's a subpar location. Why would anyone want to live here? And so I think the tourism here is a good offset to that, or a good balance. Because it also feeds it, like, it encourages those who live here permanently, that it seems like mundane to them, or just normal. Maybe that's a right word. It, like, encourages them, reminds them that, wow, this is a really special place. Ooh, National Forest Restoration Project. This fence to serve to protect the native and rare plants. From pig damage. You are welcome to continue your hike through the restoration area. However, please close the gate behind you. Interesting. So, there must be a lot of pigs. Wild boar out here. Wonder if maybe that's what I was hearing before. Okay, so 1.43 miles in, been going for 35 minutes. Okay, let's make sure still on the right path. Yep. Okay. Yeah, it looks like we're about halfway to the turnaround point. And yeah, it looks like this gate is the right direction. How do we open this? Okay. Nice. Alright. Very muddy. Ooh. Yeah, just stepped in some deep mud there. That's right, that's why I got these shoes. Yeah, these will be nice because you can just rinse them off with the hose and they'll dry out very quickly. Oh, there's not much of a way around this. Might just have to go right through it. Okay. Yeah, so this is Manoa Cliff Trail. Up there is a separate trail. So I think we're going this way. Take a look at this. Manoa Cliffs. Lookout bench. Yeah, that's where we were. Okay, so right here, that's where we parked. There's that bench. So right here is that split where there's that other trail. Here, we're gonna go this, so there's gonna be another split to another trail there. And then here's the waterfalls. Looks like we could keep going. A couple other options. Yeah, we'll stick to the original plan. Just do a out and back. I'm sure those are all included in the other hikes I'll have to get to at some point. Hey, good morning.
Oh wow, you scared me.
Sorry about that.
I haven't seen a human being in a while.
Yeah. I wonder how long she's been out here then. Because this seems like somewhat of a popular trail. It is a Tuesday morning though. So I suppose maybe a lot of people are at work. Yeah, there were only 2 other vehicles at the trailhead. Oh yeah. So this was pretty cool. On the drive here, I drove past a rescue team. So I guess they work for the fire department, and their rescue vehicle, it's the exact same as a fire truck, but it was yellow, and it said rescue on it. But then it was also towing a boat, and not just like a little lifeboat, but like a huge not huge, but I don't know, like big enough that you would drive it in the ocean. It had like two engines on it, and it's probably a crew of like 8 guys, and they all had, they were like in their jumpsuits, and they had their harnesses and like rappel ropes over their shoulders and everything, their hard hats, and yeah, they were like walking on top of the like stone wall railing of a bridge, you know, trying to get out to where you know, someone must be lost in the woods, trying to rescue them. There's another gate. Yeah, so here's that second split. That's our trail there. That's another one. Yeah, so again, right here, right? No, I think here now. Yeah, here. So this will be our last split before we get to the waterfall. Somewhere out there. I guess this makes it a little bit easier to understand. Oh, cliff trail. Yeah, this is a restoration site. Okay, so here, 0.3 miles. That's maybe. Oh, actually, this one says Manoa Falls. So maybe we're gonna go this way. So the next left we see, we go past, as well as the left after that. Yeah, so pretty much just stay straight, or stay right. Oh, there's a snack shop. Nice. That's funny. Snack shop at the waterfall. Yeah, so yeah, they have, like, the fire department has a dedicated rescue department, I guess. At least that's the way it seems. So that must mean that, yeah, like, people are getting lost in the woods very frequently then. You know, that easily could have been me on that hike a couple days ago. Yeah, the only thing about these shoes, these sandals, is that, you know, all the mud and pebbles can just go right in, and so it's like almost like a sandpaper now on my feet, and like I can feel my heels are starting to get pretty hot. Probably have some blisters after this. May also just be that I need to wear them in, although they're mostly just like rubber, so I don't know how much you can wear in rubber. It's not like leather, I don't think. That's gotta be a really cool job though, being on the rescue team. Yeah. I wonder if they're paid or volunteer, how that works. this is so cool. It's like a little trench that you're walking through. Yeah, I think for kind of my plan going forward. Oh wow, look at this drop. It's a big step. Stay along the side. Whenever I hike on my own, I'll likely just keep it a long form video, just like this one. You know, if it's an out and back, I'll probably do the time lapse on the way back. If it's a loop, I'll just record the whole thing. And if ever I go hiking with other people, like maybe on Saturday, definitely on Sunday, I'll just make the whole thing a time lapse, you know, without audio, just so that way I can you'll enjoy my time with other hikers and not have to worry about, you know, them feeling uncomfortable or whatever with their audio being recorded. So maybe I'll just mute it or put some music over it. I don't know exactly how to do that yet, but I'm sure at some point before I finish every trail on Oahu, I'll have developed a what do you call it? A good system for how to do this. But the only thing that's really important is you know, that I'm out here hiking and having fun. Here's some more voices. Hey, good morning. Were you guys at the waterfall, or did you go a different way?
Not the waterfall.
No. Okay. Do you know if that's out this way though?
Which waterfall are you talking about?
I've heard Manoa Cliff.
Manoa Falls?
Manoa Falls. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so where did you come from?
We just drove up to the top and hiked and it's all dry. There's no water.
Oh, really?
Between here and the road, no waterfall. But
Oh,
if
man.
you go toward Manoa Valley and down, you would hit. Is that right?
Yeah, that would
Oh.
be Manoa Valley. You'd have to drop into Manoa Valley.
It's a different.
to see the
Okay.
falls. And
Yeah.
Interesting.
there is a trail that goes down from here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where you came from?
Manoa, I think it was just called Manoa Cliff Trail.
Manoa Cliff.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So did you park or start at the parking lot?
Yes.
Is that where you?
Yeah.
So, if you had continued on the Manoa Cliffs Trail, let's see, where does it come out?
The Paoa, right? You go up to the Paoa
Yeah,
Flats.
you want to go to Paoa
Yes,
Flats.
you kind of go toward the lookout,
Okay.
and then there's that junction. Right?
Yeah. So, see, we're headed toward the way that you want to go. I mean, you
Yeah.
could go this way, and still
Okay.
connect up.
And go
Okay.
that way
If
when
you
get
if you
to
go
the-
this way, when you meet up when you come to the T,
Mhm.
T junction, you want to take a right,
Okay.
and then when you come to the next T junction, you want to take a left.
Okay.
Oh,
and-
there's signposts there.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
signpost, but you want to get to the Paoa Flats Trail,
Mhm.
and then you want to get there's a long. It's called Lama Trail. Is the one that goes down.
Hmm.
But switchbacks down into Manoa Falls.
Okay.
It's pretty steep, I heard. I haven't done it in years.
Yeah.
But you look
not,
fit.
No,
Yeah.
it's not that bad.
Really?
It's not that bad.
Okay.
So let's see. Yeah, so you go to this when you get to the first tee, you take a right. Second tee, you take a left, and then as you're going, the trail is going to split
Uh-huh.
left and right, and you want to take another right. So
Okay.
it's right, left, right.
Right, left, right. Got
And
it.
that you want to look for that one. It starts with an Lama Trail.
Okay.
Yeah, and there should be signposts at each junction, right? Isn't there?
There's a signpost at that junction.
Yes.
Yep, there's a signpost. And there is a signpost that says Lama. Yep.
Okay.
At every junction there is. But if you miss the Lama Trail and you keep going on the Paoa Flats Trail, you get to a really nice lookout. They'll look over
Over
into the valley, the next
Nu'uanu Valley.
Nu'uanu
Okay.
Valley.
And there are waterfalls in there, but that's not the trail. You want to start in Nu'uanu and go on.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some nice ones there too.
Okay.
So,
Awesome. Thank you so much.
yeah. Well, good luck.
Yeah. Well, even if I don't find it, I mean, this is all
nice,
great
yeah.
hiking anyway. So
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's beautiful.
it is. It really is. And it's a well maintained trail too. And the signage is very
Yes.
helpful. So
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
It's such a variety of plants. It's so beautiful.
right. Exactly.
And birds. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Have a good one.
Yeah. Enjoy your hike.
Thank you too.
Well, they were very helpful. I was really confident that I was going the right way, though. Should probably check the map. Oh no, just looked at the map again, and I've definitely gone the wrong way. So yeah, I made a wrong turn back there. You can see that. So I think, yeah, so those people said I could just keep going and I would find my way back. Actually, maybe I should just do it. I'm thinking I was going to turn around, but if I can just keep going, yeah, he said stay right, left, and then right. Yeah, that's exactly what he said. Okay, yeah. So I'm just going to switch this trail up a little bit. So instead of going this way, it's just going to be quite a bit longer. I'm going to go that way. Yeah. Nearly 2 miles in, 58 minutes. And my camera just shut off because it overheated. I think the battery is pretty close to being dead too. But just put a new one in there. I may not have enough for it to get me all the way back. However, as long as it's not my phone battery dying, I really do not care, because I just need to have the map. Make sure I don't get lost. I think it's time for a snack. So we're staying at the next 3 junctures. Stay right, then left, then right. Yeah, it seems that anyone you're gonna run into on a hiking trail, they're also the kind of people that are just extremely nice and helpful. Like, I think it'd be pretty uncommon to, like when say you're out on a run, or you're just like walking down the sidewalk, you walk past someone, and like you're not sure if they're like going to acknowledge you. You like say hi, wave to them, whatever, and they don't even look up. Oh, yeah, I think that's like very unlikely that you would ever pass someone and they like don't smile and say hi or something. And also like no one on a hike is ever pressed for time. Like no one's has anywhere to go. So for the most part, everyone's like pretty open to having some small talk or whatever. So discussion or help you out or tell you about the area. Yeah, very nice people out here on the trails. Yeah, I brought 2 granola bars, but didn't bring any water. Typically I don't, just because it's another thing I have to carry. I want my hands free, but I also really don't like those camelbacks. And I've never known if it's camelback or camelpack. I don't know. Yeah, I don't like those. I don't really like anything on my back, because then, I get all sweaty. Yeah, I just don't like the, yeah, and then like the backpack is like sweat logged. I just kind of like doing this with the bare minimum. Ooh. Okay. Alright, I see a juncture up here. So I think if this is the first one, I think we gotta stay right. I'll look at the map again this time just to make sure we don't get lost again. I'm having a pretty bad track record of taking wrong turns. Yeah, it keeps telling me wrong turn. Yes, I know. Okay. Yes. So, coming off of Manoa Cliff Trail, hopping onto this one. So we are right here. So we're going to stay right, left, right. And so I think way out there, that must be the falls. Yeah. Paua Flats. Lookout bench? No. I think it's right here. I think this, yeah, this is it. This has got to be it here. So if we're here, no, we're here. So I go here and stay left, right, right. So it's left, right, right. Okay, maybe he just forgot that last one. Okay, well, I'm gonna take a picture of this as well. He did say at each juncture there is a sign, which there has been so far. So hopefully at these following junctures there continues to be signs. This pack here is coming in handy. Carrying all the essentials while keeping my hands free so I can just focus on not falling. Yeah, I'm slowly picking up on just how, well, actually, very quickly learning my lessons on just how different hiking here is on these trails compared to all the hiking I've done previously. Yeah, it's just like a whole different ball game. You know, you gotta prepare differently, pack out differently. You know, I've never, this is the first time I've ever paid for the alltrails app, where you download the maps, because I've never done a trail before where it's like you can get lost. Like, it's just a trail, there's trail markers and you just follow the signs. But yeah, I am positive not a single one of these you could do without a downloaded map. Like even this one, this was supposed to be an easy one. You know, there's a map at every juncture, and no, I wouldn't say I'm lost, but I wound up going a way that, you know, I took a wrong turn from where I intended to. You know, I think I maybe started with too difficult of a hike on Sunday. Something like this maybe would have been better to start with. Now, had my phone died on this one, definitely wouldn't be lost like I was there. Because there I was like in the jungle. Like I couldn't even find a trail. I was just in the river. But here, oh, there's a shoe there. I wonder what that's doing. Now, could I take a wrong turn and maybe get confused? Yeah, but I think here it'd just be a matter of walking until you run into the next juncture and there's a map, and then you can, for the most part, figure it out fairly quickly. Yeah, so I got this, picked up this walking stick, seeming to be very helpful. Yeah, like one of the ways it's different is I've never liked using walking sticks before. I found them to just be like pointless. Like you're almost doing it just to like look the part. Like you just are holding a stick because that's what you do when you hike. But I'd prefer just to have both hands free. And this is the first time I've ever done a hike where it's like I actually need one, and it makes it so much easier and safer. Now I do own trekking poles, you know, where you have two of them. However, I don't have them at the moment because it's along with all my boxed up possessions that the movers are shipping out here. So it'll be a while till I get them. And they would be really helpful. However, I think a stick will do me just fine in the meantime, because I don't really want to go out and buy new ones when I know I'll have mine in a couple months at most. Yeah, I bought them maybe probably maybe even like 10 years ago, and I actually never used them because I bought them and then realized like they just get in the way. But now I think I will have a need for them. Okay, yeah, we're slowly making our way back to the original path. I like this canopy, the shade. It's very cool here at the moment. I can't wait to get to the water and wash all this mud out of my shoes. It's really irritating my feet, my heels. But I know on the way back, it's bound to happen again. Yeah, it's very nice there being so many hiking options all within an hour's drive, because I don't have to like do any research on like hiking trails. I don't have to worry about like, oh, do I have to pay for parking at a national forest kind of thing, or any of that stuff. It's like this morning, up until this morning, I had no idea. Well, up until like 10 minutes before I left the house, I didn't even, or the hotel, I didn't even know which hike I was doing. You know, I just woke up, got ready for the hike, and then I just look at my, you know, one of the 197 and just see which, you know, what I'm feeling. You know, I knew I wanted a longer one, like a 5 to 7 mile range. So I just found one, you know, it's had a waterfall. You know, pretty much decided in a matter of less than a minute what I was going to be doing. It's a very nice wooden platform here. Okay, yeah, so we're back at the trail. So all of this was mistaken detour, and so we're back on the right path. So here, I just look this way, the arrow turns towards the trail, so I know that's the way I want to go. So now back on the path. Honestly, that's like not much more than halfway, but we'll make it. So stay right at this juncture, stay right at this juncture, and then once we get there, so that's called something Flats Trail. Once we get there, I'll pull the phone out again and make sure we're still on the right path. So there's some nice berries there. I wonder what those are. I do really want to learn not so much about plants, but like berries. If I can read up on what are the edible berries, and maybe even like mushrooms and stuff for foraging. You know, because it kind of made me realize as I was lost and losing my mind in the woods a couple days ago that, you know, I went out there so unprepared. Like, I didn't even have a pocket knife. I didn't have matches. I didn't bring any food, and I didn't bring any water. I didn't have a flashlight. I didn't have a backup battery. Nothing. I just went out. What did I have on me? Literally just my phone. And yeah, that was a big mistake. So I think I need to take that lesson and use it to better prepare myself. Like, if I can learn some foraging stuff, you know, and bring better supplies with me, like just bringing some waterproof matches, like that takes up no space. I can just put that in my pack here, and you know, bringing like a life straw, that'd probably be good. You know, maybe that way then I don't have to carry my water, but if I ever need to drink water. All right, so there's that left, and we're not going to go that way. We're going to keep going straight. It's interesting how that couple I ran into earlier, like he knew the path so well. Like he had it memorized. We must have done it so many times. Look at all these roots. It's all from this tree here. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah, one thing I would like to get into is mountain biking. Mountain biking here would be incredible. And I was just reminded of it because one of the trails I was looking at potentially doing today was a mountain bike trail. And I did try it once before. However, I didn't have an actual mountain bike. I was just using like a hybrid road trail bike. And I didn't realize that when people mountain bike, like this is the terrain that they're biking on. Like I would think this is unnavigable by a bike, but this is like what their trails look like with all these roots. Whereas my bike is more just meant for like a smooth dirt path. And so it was very difficult. It was very sore. I think there's another group up here. Hey, good morning. How you doing? Y'all aren't lost, are you?
Is it all the way down to go back down that way?
This is my first time on this trail. However, well, are you trying to get to the waterfall? Or are you trying?
We came from the waterfall. Now we're trying to get down here. Oh, yeah.
That's where you park.
Yeah.
Um,
But we have to go back.
yeah, I think that's the only path back. Because we're right, I think here at the queue, right? So that means, wait, you came from this way?
Yeah.
The waterfall's up there?
Yeah.
Right this way.
This is waterfall?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think you gotta go that way then.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you see some boys going that way?
I can't remember. No.
Like 7 of them.
Oh, no.
You would remember?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. Yeah, this is the right way. Oh. Interesting that this is the most like popular portion of the trail, you'd think, being that there's a waterfall. And it's like the entrance to it. It's just all the fallen trees. Like it almost didn't even look like almost looked like the path might have been closed. Hey, good morning.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good.
Yeah.
The trail almost, or is it almost to the top of it?
Yep. Yeah.
But
Yeah. There's a map up there at the juncture.
yeah. All right.
Hello. Ooh. Yeah, it's very wet. Now, not quite too sure what to expect at this waterfall. I'm kind of hoping that there's like a deep pool of water maybe I can go swim in. Oh, there's a gate here. Okay. Hello.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
Yeah. I at least need to get my feet in some water because they're getting very, very irritated. Whew. I'm losing quite a bit of skin on my heels. Maybe next time I think I'll have to put some, I know some people use, it's called moleskin on their heels so that they don't get blisters. I found what works better is you just get those large bandages, the big rectangles, just slap that on your heel. I'll have to go buy some of those and use those next hike. It's things like this that these things I'm slowly adjusting to. These corrections I'm making, and hopefully with each hike, as I make them, they'll get easier. Right now, though, I'm just trying to learn it all. Hey, good morning.
Morning.
Hello.
How are you guys doing?
All right.
Good, you?
I'm alright. Is the waterfall around the corner?
Down a little way.
Okay.
Quite a way.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious what people think. No one's mentioned so far that I'm holding, that I have a camera. I wonder what they think. I'm sure most people don't. Oh, I don't know. Alright, so I'm here. Whew. It's a path that goes down, or straight here. Okay. So I think this circles back and that's just a shortcut. But I'm gonna stay on the trail. Just to be safe. Oh wow. Yeah, that's really far. Okay. Oh, yeah, my heels are really hurting. Okay. Yeah, for some reason I was thinking, that gate was there. I was kind of thinking that's the gate for the waterfall, like that would be right before the waterfall. But yeah, no, we still got a ways to go. On the way back, when I do the time lapse, I'll make sure to stay on the original trail. Instead of going back the way I came, I'll go back the way I was supposed to get out here. And then that way I still get to see that trail I was supposed to hike. Yeah, I wonder if, I don't know if people some people don't want to be on camera, some people don't care. So for this first view, I didn't put the camera down, but the last ones I started. Maybe at least if I have a heads up that there might be someone ahead, I'll just turn the camera down towards my feet. Just so that way they don't feel uncomfortable. Yeah, there's that goes all the way down, like it's straight down, but it's a lot steeper. I think that just cuts through all this winding. There's another one, but I feel like this winding path is a bit safer. I'm not in any hurry anyway. I actually don't think I've seen anyone else with a hiking stick. I don't know what they're missing. Oh, I hear some people screaming. Wonder what that's about.
did you guys' mark go? I said
Oh.
polo at.
Oh wow, yeah. Look at that.
You guys need to hurry up. Run up. Hey, it's
Yeah,
so
that's
beautiful,
awesome.
I tell you.
Yeah, that's an incredible view. Wow. Yeah, it's the ocean way out there. Alright, gotta keep moving here. Whew. It seems that there shouldn't be any other turns available for me to make a wrong turn. So I should just be able to go straight all the way to the waterfall and not get lost. Yeah, that was an incredible view back there. I think that's the primary outlook spot on this trail. Hello.
How far is it from here?
Oh, it's a while.
Okay. Did you see like a big group come up?
There's 3 girls.
Could be Robin
But-
and Sandy. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. You too. Oh. Yeah, there's a lot of people out here. I think, based on what that one group was saying by the map, I think there's another parking lot that people have been parking at. And that's not where I parked. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I just had to be careful there. And those wet rocks. Yeah, I don't know. They were asking how much further they had to go. I don't know, it wasn't necessarily that far. But, you know, anytime anyone asks you, you always gotta set their expectations lower. You know, just be like, yeah, you're gonna be walking forever. Just so that way, you know, once they reach it, they'll think, oh, it wasn't that bad. You know, you don't want to say you're almost there. Like those people I ran into on the last hike, they're like, oh yeah, the river's just right there. And then I walked for like another hour and a half before I got there. It's a bit more discouraging. So always better just to over exaggerate maybe. Yeah, I loved hiking growing up. You know, it's something fairly easy for kids to do. However, out here, I feel like you could not bring a child out on these trails. It would just be so dangerous. I mean, like, there's some parts it's hard enough to navigate yourself. If you're then also at the same time like trying to hold your kid's hand, or I mean holding a baby, I mean, it's not like you could have a stroller out here. It's just not even an option. I haven't seen like any I don't know. I mean, there's a group of like teenagers back there probably, but no one like younger, no one out here with kids, which is good that no one's bringing kids out here, but it's kind of sad though, because then you don't get like the experiences I got to have growing up. Yeah, like it'd be cool growing up in a place where you have the best hikes, some of the best hikes in the world, but you don't get to experience them because they're too dangerous. That's kind of disappointing. I'm sure there's some trails that are easier to navigate. So far I've only been filtering through looking for the more difficult ones, so maybe my assessment isn't entirely accurate. I mean, you still got like the Diamond Head Trail along the beach. And stuff like that. Oh wow, look at that bird. That's so cool. All the sounds it's making. It's like such a wide range of tunes there. It's like making that clicking sound as well. That's awesome. I hope that got on camera well there. I couldn't really see what I was if it was in the picture or not. Yeah, along with like learning about foraging, so that way I can, you know, survive a little while if I ever get lost or something. Also want to learn about all the different birds here. I want to know, like, curious what that bird is. You know, just for fun. Not like I'd ever go bird watching or anything, but like I want to hear a bird and know, oh, that's a whatever. Yeah, like so far, all the birds I've seen, I haven't seen a single one that is also a bird I have seen before, like on mainland, like on the East Coast. Not a single one of them are out here, at least from what I've observed thus far. I can't see it, but I heard it. The birds here just sound so much cooler. Oh, there it is again. Okay. I think this is a shortcut, and this looks like a relatively safe shortcut, so I think I'm gonna take this one. Make sure I'm still on the right path. Yep. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I'd say now we're about somewhere between 2/3, 3/4 of the way there. Yeah, that detour added quite a bit of distance. It's probably at least an extra mile that I was not planning for, so this will probably end up being around a 7-mile total. Yeah, because I won't have that in on the way back, but we'll find out. I may have to start wearing bug spray. There doesn't seem to be too many mosquitoes, but there's just enough. I feel like I've gotten bit maybe twice. It's just a bit irritating. Whew. Yeah, like I was reading the reviews on this one. People were warning about how muddy and wet it is that, you know, it's more of a hike you'd want to wear boots for. But really, you know, for that, I feel like what I've chosen to go with is a much better option. Oh, look at my pinky toe there. Oh, wow. Oh, it's all bloody and my nail's black. Oh my. That one's fine. Huh. I have to take a look at that once I wash it off. Okay, it looks like there's somewhat of a trail that way. I'm just, from now on, never risking it, always double checking. Yeah, so let's losing the GPS a little bit. But yeah, this way. Okay. Yeah. Always double checking. Yeah, it looks like the GPS is like hallucinating a bit, because I definitely haven't been out here yet. Yeah, like these shoes have they got the holes in the side, but the one towards the top is just down ever so slightly too low to where like my pinky toe kind of like slips in and out of it. And I think maybe it's just that abrasion that's tearing my skin apart there. It's interesting because I didn't even feel like any type of pain on my toe. Oh, there's like a hole of some type of animal there. Don't think I want to know what. I'm sure it probably does hurt, but it's just my heels are absolutely on fire. And so that's probably why I didn't notice my toe. You know, I wonder if I were to wear socks with these, if that would make any difference. I feel like it would be worse. However, just not having my skin up against rubber, that might do it. Well, those band-aids would solve the problem for my heels. However, my toes, I don't know, I mean, I guess I could put those little band-aids on my toes, but at that point, that just seems a little silly. Yeah, they didn't have half sizes, so I went with, you know, the size up instead of the half size down, and starting to think maybe I should have gone half size down just to keep my feet locked in place a bit more. Take just a little breather here. Alright, off we go. Ooh. Oh my. Yeah, if I were wearing boots, they would just be coated in mud. And the treads would be filled with mud. And then, you know, trying to clean them up. You know, the only way to do it, really, you just gotta, you know, they're gonna end up waterlogged. You know, and then you can't use them for the next 2 days while they dry out. I have my sneakers drying out at the moment. And they were pretty close to being done this morning, so I figured I'd bring them in, but I forgot. And now I'm just a little worried that it might start raining there. You know, and then I have to dry them out again. So hopefully it doesn't rain before I get back. Yeah, it's incredible how much further this is than I was expecting. Like, I was passing all those groups of people thinking that they were like just came from the water, and they all went all this way. Oh wow. Crazy. It's all these fallen trees here. Right in the middle of the path. Oh, I feel like there could be some interesting creatures in all of this. Oh wow. Sharp piece of bamboo right there for someone to get hurt. Thought it was like a metal pipe at first. Oh my. Yeah, this is difficult. All of these roots. So I gotta stay up on this side where people have kind of worn steps into the roots. Those bug bites are getting itchy. Okay. Gotta use my hands too. past that difficult part. I feel like I'm on, you know, that show Wipeout. It's like I just made it past an obstacle. Wow. Look at that tree. That's massive. That trunk is just so cool. How it's like so many parts all together to make one tree. And it just like spans across this whole gap. Wow. Oh, and there's another one right behind it. Oh, looks like there's something cool down there. Looks a little dangerous though. Yeah, it's almost like, you know, that floss candy where they fold it and spread it out. Wow. This is like, it's like something out of the Avatar movie. That's insane. I mean, from this point to there, the width of this whole structure here, I mean, what, 10, 20, 30, maybe 25 feet? That's crazy. Oh, and there's another one. I want to know what kind of tree this is. Yeah, look at that. Wow. All this bamboo. Wow. Bamboo's hollow, right? Yeah. Oh, look at that. Okay. Cool. Hey, good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
All right.
It's pretty muddy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it gets much worse too. You gotta set those expectations low. You gotta crush all their hopes. Make them think they'll be stuck out here for days. And then when they make it back to their car in an hour, they'll be thanking me then. Yeah, it's interesting. She asked me, there's another gate here. She asked me if it gets muddy. But the thing is, this is a one-way path, meaning she's already hiked it and now she's walking back. So she knows what to expect. So I suspect she was just asking that simply just to have a question to ask. Which, there's nothing wrong with that. I would much prefer that. Someone just saying the first thing that comes to their mind, even if it doesn't quite make sense, rather than not saying anything at all. I think that's like one of the problems people get tripped up with when it comes to just talking to people, or like even, you know, like strangers, or like even public speaking. Like, it doesn't matter what you say initially. Like, I think people overthink it. Like, oh, I gotta say something really funny, or I don't know, not embarrass yourself. But in reality, like, the best way, just the very first thing that comes to your mind, say it right away. And, you know, usually the conversation will go somewhere from there. Oh yeah, we're just about there. I hear the water too. Hey, good morning. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Oh wow. Look at that. That is incredible. I was not expecting it to be that tall of a waterfall. Sign says here that the water is contaminated with whatever that is. Oh, it looks like some type of bacteria. It says here, do not go beyond the sign. And I think I will. Okay. So I so desperately want to go in that water and rinse my feet off because, oh man, those blisters in my toe is so cut up and I've just still got mud in them. And it's hurting so much right now. However, that sign saying that there's some bacteria in the water, and there are people swimming in it. I suspect if you didn't have any cuts that you'd probably be fine, but I'm not risking it. So, I just slid off the trail. Luckily there's a tree right there. It stopped me. Oh, right down there. Oh, nearly fell all the way down that. Oh, can you even see that? Nearly slid right off the, down in there. Alright. Should probably slow down. I don't think I will though. Alright, here we go. One more time, get a good look before moving on. Yeah, I saw one lady back there had a walking stick. Only one I've seen so far. It's quite a bit easier going uphill than it was going down. So I had to go pretty slow. I'm jogging most of the way here, going up. Yes, it's just gonna be a long ways to go till I get back to the car. And my feet are so unbelievably torn up. Yeah, once I get back to the car, I'll rinse them off. And then pretty much going to be having to recover my feet. Definitely not going to be able to go out again tomorrow with my feet this way. I'll have to give them a break for sure. But alright, I'll keep moving here. Alright, so still got a ways to go, but I've come to the decision that I think shoes just aren't worth it. I am hurting so much. I got blisters on both sides of my heels. My pinky toe is pretty much worn away. It just hurts so incredibly much. Oh, I can't keep doing this. I'm going to walk barefoot the rest of the way. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, I feel so much better already. Okay. Yeah. I should have been doing this the whole time. Alright. Let's hope I make it to the end without rolling an ankle or breaking a toe here. Alright, so just finished the hike. Yeah, my feet are really torn up. And so doing that last part without shoes was a lot better. Up until the very end, where they put, whoever's maintaining the trail put down a bunch of rock, and so that really hurt my feet. So I put my shoes back on just for this last little bit. Yeah, so I think definitely in the future I'll start on the next hike just not wearing shoes. I'll take them with me for this next one just in case, and I'll loop it to the back of my pack, have it hanging on my back, just in case I end up changing my mind. I ended up not going in the water because there are signs saying that there's bacteria in the water, and with the cuts in my feet, I didn't want to get an infection, some disease or something from the water, so I just didn't even risk it. There's also, they also say there's a bacteria in the soil that's killing the trees here, and so you're supposed to wash off your shoes and your feet, and it's probably not good that my feet have open cuts, because I might be getting that bacteria, whatever that bacteria is in there. So I'm just gonna rinse off with some fresh water here, and then yeah, I also have lemon juice in this water. That's all I got though, so it burns just a little bit more. Yeah, still so much mud on my feet, but I don't want to waste any more water. Over at the trailhead though, there's a spray bottle with rubbing alcohol, so I'm gonna go use that to wash my feet off. Yeah, next hike, try and do it barefoot. I think I just need a break. I need to let my feet recover. Here's the rubbing alcohol. Avoid contact with eyes. Is that good enough? I guess not. Oh, whatever. I don't know, it's not working. Either it's empty or I don't know what I'm doing. Probably both. Okay. Alright, well. I'm gonna go get cleaned up. Get some food. Let's see what alltrails says. Okay, yeah, so it's supposed to only be 6.2 or 6.4 miles. That ended up being 8.71 miles.